perfect amount of chairs out today, right? Good morning. Welcome to my Silversneakers Flex Chair Yoga class. I'm Olivia. Let's get started. All right. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh. Say, I have arrived. Settle on back. Got here safely, right? No speeding from now on. Close your eyes first. Come inside. Become aware of your breath. Past is over. Future hasn't happened. And this is the present right now. So as my email said last night, work with it, huh? And then begin to let the body come to some stillness. The mind come to stillness. Let go of the things that will need to happen later today. And maybe the things you screwed up already this morning, right? Let go of it. And then suddenly you find yourself sinking into the seat. How often do you give yourself this opportunity to be still and still awake? Notice how you feel. We'll check back in at the end of the class. Eyes open, soft gaze, out to the edge of the seat. And we shall come into seated mountain pose. Feet underneath actually my ankles are underneath my knees, and I'm on the tip of the sit bones. And then I'm going to move the fleshy part of my seat back just a little bit. I heard somebody refer to them as your peaches. So move them back just a little bit. Let me do a hair tie. All right. And then the hands on the thigh muscles. Those elbows are just going to draw downward away from your shoulders. Let the heart lift a wee bit more as the elbows draw down. So you sort of feel this push me, pull you going on. Pull the belly in. And then find a focal point straight ahead that's not moving and just let your gaze go there. We will do this when we're standing once again. We call it your drishti in yoga. It's a focal point. Take that full deep breath in. Feel the belly move. And then tipping the head like you're trying to listen to the ceiling. So lift up on that left ear. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Bring it right back up on that side. Lift up and look over the right shoulder. And then we'll go the other way. Lifting that left ear like you're saying, I'm trying to listen to the ceiling up there. Tuck your chin so you're looking down towards your right knee, your right hand. Come back up. Lift back up and turn the chin over the shoulder. And then to the front, just take the gaze up just a little bit and down. Tuck the chin inward towards your chest. And again, lifting up, keeping the shoulders back, tuck the chin, feel that stretch in the neck. And one more time. And down. All right, come right back up once again, and let's begin to roll the shoulders back. And I'm going to start small, and then we'll get a little bit bigger. It's up to you. This is where I say, you do you, all right? You find that range of motion is going to work for you. Anytime you feel pain, stop. Don't do that. We don't work through pain here. There'll be tension, but it should feel pretty good. And again, one more time. And then we'll take one turn forward and rest the hands. We're going to go one at a time, rolling that shoulder back, so we begin to get the core muscles involved in this. And again, Little turn in the body. 2 more. Last one. All right. And let's just move the ribs around. I call this coffee grinder. Yeah, so you're going to sit nice and firm on your sit bones and just move the ribs around. You have to fire your core on to really help you do this. You can't just go willy-nilly. And switch directions. And one more time. All right, let's move the hands to the knees. I'm going to widen my legs just a little bit here. Arms are going to be straight here. It's like I'm encircling my kneecaps. Lift the heart. Exhale, roll back towards the tailbone, scoop the belly. And again, lift the heart. And be sure I turned it on. And exhale, we round. So some seated cat and cow here. Lifting the heart. Scoop the belly. You want to roll back towards the tailbone and deepen this? Please do so. Lift the heart. There's the inhale. And there's the exhale. Draw that navel right back towards your spine as you roll back. One more time. And back. All right, hands on. I'm going to stay on that right thigh. And then with my left hand, I'm going to wash the table right in front of me here. And then as you want to, if you want to come back, scoot on back here. And forward. Good stretch. All that fascia gets another little, stretch on it. One more time. Okay, drop that hand and we go the other way. Reach out. Ooh, as far as you are comfortable. Scoop on back. And again, 2 more. And last one. All right, nose up. I'm going to walk my feet in here a little bit now. And then drop them down and right back up. Work at keeping the elbows right up there by the shoulders. Drop your shoulders though as you do this. Oh, and one more time. And down. Now I call this scarecrow. Just let it hang. And then all the way up. Windshield wiper. All right. And then the airport scanner. That's that little stick figure. That's what he does. And one more time. All right, let's leave the arms out here. So what I want you to do is close this one up. Let's see if we can do this and stay even on the sit bones. So look towards that right. See if you, I can't get all the way to it, but just bring that right across the body, even on both sit bones, both feet still in the ground, nothing moving in the low half. And one more time. Back. Woo, shake out. Arms tired from that? Give yourself a hug. And tuck your chin. All right, so we move to the legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Now looking towards the toes first, then halfway rise. Look towards the front of the room. A little baby, a cobra right here. Hands on that left thigh. Deep breath in. Roaring. That's the right thigh. Bring it up with you. Forehead to the knee. And then we're going to stretch it out in front. And again, forehead to the knee. Articulating the foot with it. So I've got my foot flexed, and then I'm going to drop the toe down. And one more time. And down. And all the way out. Let's leave it out there nice and tall. Maybe hold on to the seat and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab the knee and we're going to circle it around. Head over heart over pelvis. Try not to move the body here. Switch directions. In and out. All right, so now we're going to get that inner thigh right here. Tap and touch it down. Tap and touch it down. See if you can bring it up a little higher towards the knee. A little higher. One more time. And down. Brush the ground. So, the ground's sticky and clean this time. And again. All right. One more time. Right to the front. Wiggle the toes. Flex the foot. Toe facing the ceiling. I'm going to hinge at the hip. Be sure you don't fall off the chair. Little micro bend in that knee. Look down towards the earth, towards your toes. Again, bring the heart forward to me and you'll really feel that lengthen. Look back to the toes and round back up, and this time bring with you the other leg. All right. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. Roll towards the fleshy part of your seat and then out. Deep breath in. If you need hand or hands on the leg all the time, go ahead and do it. That's okay. And again, here's the exhale. Here's the inhale. Stretch and lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. All right, grab hold, and we circle that around. Now, fire on the core muscles, so we're not all moving around. All right, nice and tall. All right, so come in, tap, and then touch the ground, and then push back up, and down. Push back up. Oh, I think we forgot something.
Yeah.
Out in front. 2 more. And last one. All right, slide it out. And we pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down and we brush. Nice. All right, so we're just going to try something. Scoot your feet over to the right and put that entire right thigh on the back of the chair. And hold on, not on the back of the chair. On the seat of the chair. Hold on to the back of the chair. So the only way to get this extension in the leg is, well, other than standing, is right here. So we're going to tap this foot. Actually, I'm going to add my hand first. So I'm going to reach back, and then I'm going to reach forward. Easy enough, right? Reach back and reach forward. So we add the foot to that. The foot stays here. The foot reaches back. Yep. The foot comes back. The foot reaches back. The foot comes forward. The foot reaches. Spend an extra moment and really stretch that. This time we're going to hold it. Stay there and stretch. Maybe circle the wrist. Stretch a little bit further. And up and around. And let's go the other way. Great. So it's the best way to get that extension on the leg when we're seated. Holding on to the chair once again. And we got the entire left thigh on the back of the chair there. So same thing. The hand is back. And the hand comes forward, right? The hand comes back. We're going to add the leg to it now. Leg back, hand forward.
Hand back, leg forward. Leg back, hand forward.
And again. Reach way back. Come forward. And again. 2 more. Reach back. And you take that leg back as far as you're comfortable. Here's the last one. We're going to stay right here. And then maybe reach forward. Move the wrists. Move the fingers. Stretch the heel back. And up and around with that arm. And back to the center. All right. Deep breath in. We forward fold. Look towards the toes. Tucking the chin a wee bit. And then halfway rise. Bring the hands back to the thigh muscles right here. So we're going to push up. Back to seated position. And I'm just going to hinge at my hip, bending the elbows, let the weight go on the thigh muscles, and then push right back up. We use the arms to do this. Triceps, a little bit in the bicep, a little bit in the chest. And the back. Push right back up. So my back stays nice and straight as I hinge at the hip. All right? Here's the difference. I'm hinging in my back, up in the middle back, but this time I'm going to hinge at the hip. So let my heart come forward. See the difference? And again, one more time. And back. All right, nice deep breath in. Let's march the feet, get them going, and maybe spin them up as a sort of kind of a slam them into the ground or wake them up a little bit. All right, roll back into the seat, and let's see if we can bicycle our imaginary recumbent bike. Nice, nice. That's so cool. I love it. Ah. All right, all the way down. Deep breath in. Hands to the heart. We're going to stand up. Get your feet underneath you. You can use them here. You can use the chair. Deep breath. Exhale, belly, and we rise up. And then reach to the ceiling. Taking the gaze upward. And we forward fold. Slide up the legs. Now, as I've told you before, there's a little child about 4 feet in front of you. What I want you to do is let that little child come right underneath your face here. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Soften the knees as much as you need to. But sense that straight line from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Pull the belly in to support the spine. All right, and push off the thigh muscles. Stand up nice and tall. You use your hamstrings to do that. We'll do it one more time. Deep breath. Forward fold. All right, we're going to slide the hands up the legs. usually, as I say, you're sort of out there in front. Now, what I want you to do is hinging at the hip, bring that little piece, whatever you're looking at, right underneath your face there. Soften your knees, squeeze the shoulder blades, pull the belly in so you have a little deeper bend in the knees, but your head is not below your heart. And then push off those thigh muscles, use those hamstrings, and just stand up nice and tall. All right, lovely. Grab a drink of water. Move to the back of the chair. Oh, where did my water go? And take 2 today. It's hot and sticky. So let's stay there, take a few more. We're in bad air. We have a little air filter running here. We still have it running? We do. But it's also noisy. Okay, downward facing dog first. Step on back, hands on the chair, lowering the heart towards the earth, feet underneath your hips. And this is that same hinge at the hip we were doing when we were in forward fold right there, but now we've got the support of the chair. So your gaze is right underneath your head, right? Maybe it's a little up a little bit, that's okay. And then what I want you to do is bend one knee and you'll push that other hip way back. And then let's switch to the other side. So bend the other knee and let that hip sit bone push back to the back. Just notice any new sensations there as you do that. Is it in your back? Is it in your hamstring? And this is that SI joint where the spine meets the hip, the pelvis back there. You want to keep that part of your spine very flexible. Back to downward facing dog. Take the gaze over the chair. Step in just a little bit, not all the way. Deep breath in. Oh my gosh, you were all the way out in the hallway there, aren't you? Can we move forward? That would help, right? Yeah. Okay, everybody, I need everybody to move on this side about a foot. Oh my gosh. All right, seems a little better, huh? Good grief. Good grief. All right, so from standing mountain pose, your heels are right underneath your sit bones there, right? And then as you turn that tailbone to the ground, you're going to notice the knees are going to bend just a wee bit. Yeah, I don't never lock a knee, and they're not here, but they have just a little bend the moment you turn that tailbone downward. All right, so broaden the collarbones. So these shoulder heads, these deltoid muscles, are going to draw towards the side walls. And then let the elbows kind of drift in towards the waistline, and the thumbnail or the palms press forward. And then once again, I want you to find that drishti, that focal point right ahead of you that's not moving. And it's not me, because I might be moving. So find something. And then once you do that, pay attention to your breathing. Let that be also your focal point. And we're coming into true mountain pose. All right, corners of your mouth drop a little bit of a smile, and we take a deep breath in. Forward fold. We're going to take this halfway rise. Heart comes forward, and then bend the knees, slide the hands back towards the knees, just above the knees. Right arm, let it reach out to the side, maybe upward. Come right back, belly in as you do this. Left arm to the side, and then lifting up and down. Reverse swan dive, both arms right back up. Deep breath in, and hands back to the heart. All right, sink into the knees, little calf stretch, shoulders on the wall behind you. Deep breath, forward fold. We take this halfway rise again. And this time we're going to circle sweep, come into chair pose. Beautiful, drop the shoulders. Now, push the hips back just a wee bit more. Lift the heart. Turn the tailbone a little more earthward. And you should have most of your weight on the heels. Sink a wee bit deeper, and all the way up, back up. All the way out. Shake your legs out, maybe curl the heel to the seat. All right, so from our, let's take a wide standing mountain pose, and I'm going to say feet are chair width apart. All right, toes facing straight ahead. Now they can turn out a little bit, just not all the way out. Okay, so pretty much turn them towards the chair We're going to swoop into chair pose and stand back up. Deep breath in. Swoop into chair pose and stand right back up. Exhale. Reach. Tailbone back, fingers forward. Come right back up. And again, swoop. And back up. Guess what? They're squats. And back up. And again, squat. And right back up. Around to the right side of the chair. We're going to lift that right knee to the front. And then just swing it back. So we're going to do just what we did in the chair. Reach. Let's get this right. It's opposition. So knee is up, hand is back. Foot is back, knee is forward. All right. Lift, stretch. Keep that heel flexed. Hold that wall behind you. And flex. 2 more. 1 more. And back. This time, bend that knee till that toe comes on the ground, toe ball heel down, all the way down, and we rise up into warrior 1. Drop your shoulders. Nice. Opening the arms out to the side. Press them back. Nice. Circle sweep down. Rise right back up. Let's drop that right hand to the chair and reach off and up to the left. So we have a little twist. There you go. Circle sweep up. All the way down, all the way up. Drop your shoulders, lift the heart. We're going to push the ceiling back up, step both feet together, reaching up and down. All right, scooch to the other side. And same thing. Knee up, reach back. Everybody with me? Kick back, reach forward. And you take this range of motion. It's going to feel good to you. If you want to touch the toe in the back, that's fine with me. Stretch forward. Stretch back. Yes. And again. 2 more. Last one. All right. Oh, leave it back. Bend that knee till that toe comes down. Toe, ball of the foot, heel comes down. We rise up in warrior 1. Drop your shoulders. Pressing the elbows back. Let the heart come forward here a little bit. All right, circle sweep down. Don't sink any deeper into that knee. It's over the ankle. That's as far down as it needs to go. We're going to take that left hand in front. Turn the body. Reach up like you're waving to somebody on the right. Nice little twist here. You can lean forward into this too. Circle sweep up. Down and up. And now reach to the ceiling, step that back foot in, and this time let's take a forward fold and halfway rise. Circle sweep all the way up. Nice. And twinkle the arms down. Lovely. Grab a drink of water because it's hot and sticky. All right. So behind the chair. Mountain pose once again. Get a little flow going with this warrior 2. Let's lift up on that right knee. Hold on to the chair, that's just fine. And then we're going to step out, bend the knee, and come right back in. Step out, turn that toe to the right, and come right back in. And then should you begin to find some balance here, let the hands leave and maybe use them when you come back. Doesn't matter to me. Push away and back in. Way and back in. And this time we're going to hold this foot up for a moment. Hold it up. See if you can find a little balance. All right, we're going to step that foot out and back on the left foot and come into warrior 2. So sinking that knee until it's over the ankle and then straighten it. And then sink the knee. There. And then back until your body says, oh yeah, that's right over the ankle. Check. And then straight. All right. Right over the ankle and straight. So you get that muscle memory that, oh yeah, that's where my warrior 2 is going to be. All right. So head over, heart over pelvis, turn to the front. Let's not anticipate where we're going, I say. And out. All right. And right back up. Find warrior 2. Drop your shoulders. Now press that baby toe edge of both feet into the ground. And then peek down. Be sure you can still see your toe and your knee hasn't flopped in front of it there, right? Look over the 2-piece fingers as you stretch the left hand to your neighbor on the left. Nice. Deep breath in, straightening the legs. Exhale, find that warrior two again. So I'm looking over my two-piece fingers still. I'm going to keep my eyes there. Arms up, straighten the legs. Extend and lengthen. Two more. Breathe with it. Here's the inhale. Here's the exhale. All right. We're going to inhale and now open the arms. Slide into triangle pose. Windmill the arms using the chair anytime you need to here, please. All right. Come back into warrior two. So bend that knee and right straight up. Open the arms. Slide triangle pose. Warrior two. Reach up. Open the arms. Slide triangle pose. Warrior two. Straight legs. Open the arms. Slide triangle pose. Get it? Warrior two. Straight legs. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Lovely. And walk your feet in. Don't need the chair, don't use it. Okay, the other side, same thing. If you remember, we just pushed out and came right back in. All right, turn that toe and come right back in. And again. Begin to find some balance when you come back, if you can. Out and in. Nobody's holding their breath, right? Everybody's breathing. Okay. All right. And then coming back, and let's see if we can hold this here. Just for a moment, firm up that supporting leg, squeeze the glutes. Find a little balance, use your feet. Nice and tall, head over heart. All right, we're gonna step out into warrior two and back. Okay, so knee over the ankle. And then straighten. I need to turn my toe in a little bit today. So whatever works for you. But find that knee over the ankle and then straighten. Again, don't lock, but just straighten. Keep that in mind as we do this warrior two and triangle, that we're not actually going to lock that leg. We're just going to straighten it a little bit. All right? Let's see if we can keep head over heart over pelvis without this happening. All right? So sink into that, find it, and come back. Out. Here we are, warrior two. Love it. Look over the two-piece fingers as you reach to that neighbor on your right. All right, arms up, straight legs. Let's just see if we can do this. Hinge at the hip and drop that hand. Oh, lovely. Come right back up. Bring that tailbone right to the ground. Feel the movement in the hips here and not in the spine, right? And right back up. All right, warrior two. Sink. Straight arms. Hinge at the hip. Push the hips to the right. Come right back up. Warrior two. Knee over the ankle. That baby toe edge of your foot is really working hard here to keep that knee from buckling in. Open. And hands can come in front of the face. If that feels better to you, that's fine. With the breath, there's the exhale. There's the inhale. There's the exhale. Push the hips to the right. There's the inhale. Hands to the heart. Come and bend that front knee. All right, we walk that foot back in. Downward facing dog. Any movement you need here. You want to push one hip to one wall and then the other. Bend both knees. Hollow the belly, round the spine, whatever feels good. And then settle into downward facing dog. Tailbone to the back wall. Legs are firm. And the heart has lowered whatever is comfortable for you. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands back to the thigh muscles. We're going to reverse swan dive back up. Lead with the back of the hands. Forward fold. And then slide the hands to the knees right here. Squeezing the shoulder blades. We're going to lift that arm. So you start to work the back of the shoulder, and then you start to work the back if you lift that arm up. hand comes right back down. So out to the side works the back of the shoulder. And then as you add that twist, you work the back of the neck, or the back, all the way down. Release arms back down, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Deep breath in and down. All right, ever so lovely. Shake out, grab a drink of water. Okay. Perfect. All right. Go ahead, take two. It's okay. You need two today, definitely. It's hot today. Okay, so from our mountain pose behind the chair, remember tailbone draws toward the ground, so just ever so slight bend in the knee, heels underneath the sit bones. Find it and see how steady you are. Let's just try this. Hands on the chair and see, fingertips. See if you can close your eyes. And then maybe take one hand away or the other. I feel my feet really start to work when I do that. So press the feet into the earth or your shoes. All right. Eyes open. Step the feet out. So they're about chair width apart. And we're just going to go side to side. I'm just going to let the heel leave the earth here. So rocking side to side. And again. And let's come into star pose. So both feet on the ground, reach to the ceiling. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. And connect the ribs to the hips. So firm up the core muscles. In this position, let's do the same thing. Rocking side to side. You have to fire those core muscles on now because our appendages are further from your core muscles. So you need a little more strength in there. I'm going to begin to maybe lift the foot off the ground. Just slightly. And again. Let's come over to the left side, drop the left hand, and see if you can lift those right toes. Flex the foot, keep the toe coming right straight ahead. Yeah, belly in. Micro bend in that supporting leg. And as we come into this kind of falling star pose, I'm going to sneak and put my toe on the ground and then reach up. Should you feel like you've got that balance, go ahead and flex the foot. And keep the toe on the ground. But nobody falls. Lose that sense of fear in your body because you always put the toe down. All right, come on back. Clap the hands together and all the way back down. Let them rest for a minute. Wide standing mountain pose. Okay, and then we're going to do this again. Stretching just side to side first. You can use the chair anytime, of course. And then maybe let the toe just barely leave the earth. So a moment's balance. And again. All right, coming back to star pose. Arms up, drop your shoulders. And then we're going to do the same thing. Just a little side to side. Fire those core muscles on a little bit more now. Yeah, okay. Coming over to the right side. And I'm going to lift my heel. I'm going to drop my right hand down. And then maybe you find balance, you can lift that toe. Here's the other option, drop the toe, lift the hand. Or the other option is lift the toe and the arms. Your choice. Instead of shrinking into this, lift out of it. All right, all the way back down. And back to downward facing dog. Sit back. Again, any movements you need now, any stretch you need, please get it. All right, taking the gaze over the chair, step the right foot in and back on the left foot. We're going to come up into Warrior One again. Reaching up, drop the shoulders. And then I'm going to circle around and imagine I'm holding a beach ball in my backside here. I'm going to slide it down towards the tailbone. And I have hinged at my hip right here. So my back is still straight, but I've hinged at the hip. All right, I'm going to take both hands on the chair, lift that back heel, And then as I really lift that heel up, I'm going to come into this low lunge right here. Okay, so my back knee is bent, my front knee is bent. And let's see if we can find some balance here. Belly in. Challenge it when you're ready. Keep one or two hands on the chair. It's okay. Maybe. And then see if we can straighten that back leg a little bit more, coming into our high lunge. Circle the hands down. As they come back up, we're going to step both feet together. Deep breath in. All right, other side. Stepping back, toe ball heel. Front knee over the ankle and back leg is straight. The baby toe edge of both feet are on the ground. The reason I say that is because sometimes this leg is just going to want to do this. Buckle in. But if you press that baby toe edge down, it's going to hold that knee right smack over the ankle. It's not going to take any further because the hip won't allow that, but it will keep it right there over the ankle, reaching up, throw up your shoulders. Fire on the core muscles. All right, we're going to circle sweep the arms and come grab that big beach ball. It's sitting right there on your seat. And then slide it down towards the heels. When I do that, I feel the back of my neck lengthen here. Yes, all right. Circle sweep the hands back of the chair. Lift up on that back heel, right to the ceiling, and sink that back knee so it looks like a lunge, right? Maybe you find balance. One hand on the chair, one hand, just a little hand off the chair, your choice. And then let's see if we can straighten that back leg by coming up just a wee bit higher. Amazing. Y'all are amazing. Belly in. That'll help. All right, we're going to circle sweep. Bring both feet together. Reach to the ceiling. And step away from the chair so you don't, lest we hit our face. Forward fold. Halfway rise. Okay, let's come right back to that left or right hand extended out to the side and reaching up. Now with your left hand, see if you can cross it over to the right knee. Dropping the hips a wee bit more, twisted chair pose. Now this right hand is going to slide underneath the left one. See that? And we're going to lift the other arm up as well. Sink into this so it's a twisted chair. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Awesome. All right. Both hands back to prayer position. I'm going to lift up just a little bit, turn my heart towards the earth. So I'm in just chair pose right now. Reach back. Airplane pose. This is where I want you to look towards the earth a bit. Come into chair pose. Drop the hips back. Be sure you can still see your knee, toes. Coming back, and from here, use the hamstrings, push through the toes, and stand back nice and tall. Nice and slow. All right, shake out on your legs. Let's get one more shake of these legs here. Just kind of in and out here. Brush to the front. Bring around to the back. You see that? I'm bringing that foot to the front and to the back. Working around that hip. All right. Oh, I was going to say hip joint, but joint has a lot of different meanings, doesn't it? A place you hang out, something you might have smoked. A lot of different meanings. So this hip place. All righty. That should feel good. All right. Nice deep breath in. And hands back to the heart. We finish with just beautiful mountain pose, standing, and then we'll sit back down. Come back into stillness once again. A lot of movement and activity today. Just come back to stillness and just be present. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears. Maybe find that drishti, that point, that focal point, or maybe close your eyes. Your choice. Keeping the chair handy if you need it. There is joy in movement, right? Body thrives on it. The mind thrives on stillness. Nice deep breath in, oxygenated blood to your cells, your tissues, your organs. And let's sit back down. All right, drink of water on your way. Edge of the seat still. We'll come into our figure four stretch. So lifting up on that knee. In fact, let's just slide the hands down a little bit more and see if you can lift up on that knee and see if you can get this heel a little closer towards your glutes there, towards that sit bone. That may or may not work. That's okay. That's all right. All right, we're going to stretch it out and then bring it right back in. I'm going to cross my midline. You all know not to do that if you've been told not to. Hip replacement, hip trouble, knee trouble. Don't do that. Let's check out the bottom of the feet. How are they? They're dirty today? Floor's been clean, huh? Most of us that got here early know that because we had to set the chairs up today. Okay. Just turn the palms face up. You can rest the elbow if that feels better. And then let the heart lift as you do this. Oh, there's that good stretch. And then we're going to go the other way. So we're going to round back. A little stretch across the back. Pull that belly in. And then once again, we're going to find the tip of the sit bones, lifting the heart. And then just settle in and see if you can let that hip relax as you breathe into it there. Leg up and over, down on the ground. If that's better for you, that's fine. I'm going to lift that right arm up, around, and down. Now, it can rest there. If you want to slide it through the back of the chair and hold on to the chair, go ahead and do so. The reason I like that is because then I feel like my shoulders stay parallel to the ground. Otherwise, I tend to go this way. But if I grab on, then I'm just more aware of my shoulders being parallel to the earth. Keep this foot flexed here in front. Maybe turn the gaze over the shoulder. All right, and then come on back to the front. So what we're going to do now is extend that leg, reach forward, scoop the belly. Inhale, sit tall, lift the knee. Exhale, scoop the belly, reach forward. Here's the inhale. Here's the exhale. Maybe the hands come together here. Inhale, press them back. Exhale. All right, drop that foot down and reach to the ceiling. Forward fold. Hands on that left thigh. Tuck, scoop the belly, roll, round back up, and up with you comes that other leg. So once again, maybe walk that down a little bit further. Maybe bring that heel in closer to your seat, all right? It all depends on the flexibility here of your knee, so just be careful. Nice and tall. Did we extend this leg out? Mm-hmm. That was a yes? Okay. Out. You said mm-hmm. I wasn't sure if it was mm-hmm or mm-mm. And inhale, pull it in and up and out. One more time, in and up and out. All right, this time bring it in. We're going to cross it over. All right, roll forward and let's extend the arms. I'm going to rest my elbow on my knee right here because this one doesn't seem to want to go down that far for me. Sitting nice and tall. Keep this foot flexed and then just come into your breath here. See, almost as if your hip has a lung. I want you to breathe in there. So we're going to roll back. Ooh. And then sit nice and tall. Lift the heart. Oh my gracious, I'm having all sorts of sensations in my hip. And up. And I'm going to move real slow and with intention, but you find what feels good to you. And up. And exhale. And up. All right, I'm going to cross this over. Down on the ground is just fine. That left arm lifts up, around, and down. Rest it there or tuck it into the chair. Work at keeping the shoulders parallel to the earth, and that spine is as tall as, remembering everything comes from mountain pose. So nice broad collarbones there. Turn the gaze, if that's accessible. Deep breath in. As that long, slow exhale, come on back to the front. Okay, we're going to roll back. Scoop the belly, navel towards the spine, and inhale. Exhale. Maybe bring the hands together. Press the knuckles back behind your body, shoulder blades together. Inhale. For those of you that take Pilates, feels a lot like that, doesn't it? And up. All the way out. Foot down, reach to the ceiling. Forward fold. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And then lift the chin forward and flex the back. Come all the way back up. All right, we walk on back to the back of the chair. Settle on in, snuggle that pelvis in. Gosh, that feels good to me. Hope it does to you too. And then the rest of the spine, then tuck the shoulder blades underneath. Now, if you feel better connecting with the earth, go ahead and move forward. It's okay. Yeah, that seems like that would be a little, yeah. So go ahead and then just sit back that way. Get the feet on the earth if you are short. Let's just call it like it is. All right. Eyes open really wide. And then with your right hand and without moving your nose, follow the gaze up. And then come back to the center and follow the gaze down. And then we'll go the other way without moving the face, reaching up, gazing up, and then gazing down. And release. Follow the right hand, and then follow the left hand. You feel like you're at the optician? And back. Clasp your hands. Clasp them the other way, which feels most unnatural. And then hands to your heart. And hands all the way down. Close your eyes. A few moments of stillness right here in the present. And notice how different you feel than when you came in. I hope it's better. I hope it's different. Take that deep breath, get that oxygen flowing through the body, get those endorphins flowing through the body. And then let the mind rest. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take your palms face up on your lap. Have you gone to your happy place? Let's bring that happy place right here. And close your hands together over that happy place. Drop your chin to your chest. Gratitude turns everything we have into enough. And so with a grateful heart. Namaste. Namaste. Happy place everywhere. All right, good work today. We went a new place today.